Okay, so light and lightness. So starting out, just bringing your arms up and down a few times, but feeling the lightness of your arms, not letting the arms be heavy, feeling the arms being super light, really light. Good. And then a few twists over to the side, but take them lightly. Just a few light twists, using just your upper torso, not low down, not your low back. Just moving to the side. And now take your gaze to the side as well. Good. One more time. And then just let your arms rest. Flip your palms for a moment and just notice how the arms feel. How do the arms feel? Great. And then go ahead and put your left hand on the floor. Your right arm, open yourself out to the right side. Draw your right arm overhead. Right arm, press into the floor. Lean back. Let your gaze start to move toward your right hand. And then on your next exhale, come back into neutral. All the way back into neutral. Good. And then pressing into the right hand. Open yourself out to the left. Raise the left arm. Good. Let the arm arc over. And then slowly walk your gaze up your arm toward your hand. And come all the way back down, all the way back into neutral. Good. And then take both arms all the way up. Bend your elbows. Come into goddess. And then let the arms flow forward and back. And forward and back. And forward and back. One more time. Forward and back. Good. So just pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Imagine your body filled with light. Just seeing yourself in a mirror image filled with light. Light radiating from all of your skin. And then imagining the lightness of your body. Just feeling the body super, super light. Good. Taking an inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. And then we're going to come up to kneeling. If you'd like to put something underneath your knees, anything that'll make your knees nice and comfortable and stable, because we're going to be here for just a minute or two. Good. So an upright spine. So when you find yourself here, make sure that you didn't thrust anything forward or overly bend at your hips because of tight psoas muscles and pull back. So find that long line of energy. Good. Curl the toes under for a moment, just gazing out in front. Good. And as you inhale, reach up over a little bit to one side, and then exhale, come back into neutral. Reach a little bit over to the side and back into neutral. And again, a little bit over and back into neutral. And a little bit over and back into neutral. Good. So just feeling into the body, press into the toes, press into the knees and toes, lift up through the quads. Good. And then rock your hips back to your heels. So you're up on your toes, so you're not too far down, up on your toes. Good. And then we're going to inhale and come up and exhale and go down. Inhale, come up and exhale, go down. Let the arms just be an addition. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. And exhale, down. One more. Inhale, come up. Reach up. Find lightness in both sides of the body. Just swaying from side to side for a moment. Let your arms sway, hands sway. And then come upright, relaxing the arms and shoulders completely, and take your hips back to your heels. Good, for just a moment. And then let's place our hands out in front and find our table pose. So a nice, evenly balanced table. I'm going to come back to face you in a moment, but just making sure that your wrists are underneath your elbows and shoulders, and elbows have a slight bend, they are not locked, and your knees right underneath your hips, okay? So that's our pose for now. So with your right arm, reaching it out and taking it under. We're just going to scoop lightly up and lightly down. Don't go all the way down. Lightly up, lightly down, lightly up, lightly down. This fifth time, we're going to stay reaching, resting on the side of the head and bringing your left hand to your sacrum. Just placing your left hand on your sacrum. Make sure your feet are pressed into the floor evenly. And then reach the left arm up toward the ceiling. Just face the palm in the same direction as your head, as your face, and reach the arm. Press into the shoulder on the floor, and then slowly lower the hand to the floor, stack the elbow on top, and unwind in a little opening again. 2 more times. Once, and 2. Good. And then back into neutral. Great. Find yourself in neutral. Be there for a moment. Just gazing at the floor and letting your body recalibrate, resetting. Good. And now go ahead and extend out the left arm. Open it up a little and then down and up. Just reach under, don't have to go far. The 5th time we're going to stay. This time we're going to stay. Resting on the cheek, on the forehead, and then letting your right hand come back to your sacrum. Press into the left shoulder on the floor, press into both feet evenly, and then letting your arm float up, facing the palm in the same direction as your face. And then slowly lower the hand, stack the elbow on top, unwind, and 2 more openings. Good. And then coming into neutral, readjusting, recalibrating. Good. And then from here, our cat pose. Thinking about the cat, looking forward, curling the tailbone toward the back of the head toward the tailbone. As you exhale, tuck the tailbone, curl the chin, draw it into the chest. And then opposite direction. Don't let go of your shoulders. Keep your shoulders strong, the space between the shoulders strong. Good, 1 more. And then come into neutral. Great. And then press up for a moment, just pressing back up into our kneeling pose. Let's go ahead and externally rotate the left leg. Just externally rotate. And see if you can find some lightness in this kneeling version of Warrior 2 for a moment. So arms are light, not a lot of strength needed because we're low to the floor and this leg is not abducted. So lightness in the warrior. Good. So arms up overhead as you gaze toward me, and then exhale, gaze toward the side. Inhale, come up, gaze toward me, exhale to the side. Inhale, keep it fluid, light, the movement. Exhale. Inhale, feel like Peter Pan rather than a heavy warrior. One more. Good, light arms, light body, light head. And then relax the arms down. Completely relax the arms and release the leg. Good. Draw up the pelvic floor, draw in your belly. Go ahead and take out and externally rotate, sorry, your right leg. Good. So feel the lightness in the body. Lightness all the way up the left side and into the whole of the trunk and into both arms. Arms are light, shoulders are down. Arms do not have to be extended out hard like a warrior. Think soft. Think fairies. Good. So inhaling, arms up overhead, lightly. Exhaling, look to the side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Just relax your arms. Bring the head back into neutral. And then let's release the leg. Good. And now into gate pose. So bringing up the left leg, walk it on out to the side. And then just abducted. So the toes are pointing toward me, the heel is behind the toe, the foot is perpendicular to the body. Good. And then open the arms up, and we're going to gently close the gate and open. Let your arms even open a little more. Close the gate and open. Close the gate, open, and close the gate and open. Good. Relax the arms. Draw the leg back in, heel toe it until you get to that comfortable spot where you can release it. And then now with the right leg. So we're going to take it out of rotation and just have it abducted away. So toes pointed toward the front and heel behind. Good. Just notice the stability or what you feel. And then we're going to get ready to play with the gate. So arms up overhead. Good. So let's close the gate and open. And close the gate and open. And close the gate and open. Close the gate and open. One more. Close the gate and open. Good. And then relax, relax, relax. And bring the knee back into the center. Good. So again, we're going to inhale coming up and exhale. Heels and bottom touch. Inhale, come up and exhale. Inhale, up, exhale. Inhale, up, exhale. One more. Inhale, up, all the way up, and bring your hands into your heart. Good. And then coming and bending, doubling under your toes, putting your feet underneath you. Sit back on your heels. So heels and knees both making contact. Just bring the hands to rest on your legs. And then again, feel yourself here with light. From the tip of the toes, through the arches of the foot, the heel, the shins, the calves, the knees, the whole thigh, trunk filling, head filling, arms feeling. Good. And then putting your hands on the floor, coming up to a toe balance. So just balancing on the ball of the foot balance more likely. And then just letting the arms rest. So see how light you can feel here. Just playing with where the balance is. Your arms can be just an accoutrement. Just let them rest. Trying to fill the body with light and lightness. And then as you're ready, we're going to stand up. Take an inhale, come on up. And then on your exhale, relax down into your heels. Good. So opening wide, we're going to play a little bit with our warriors, with that concept in our mind of lightness. Because often warriors are so strong, which is good. We need to be able to access everything, okay? So today we're going to strong but light, as if we could float on our mat at any moment. Wiggle your hips. Find that space in the groin where these actions are going to come from for rotation. And let's start by externally rotating the left leg. Good. And then inhale the arms all the way up overhead. Just find a long line of energy from that front leg all the way up to the palms of your hands. So you're leaning back a little bit, finding that energy. Good. Then bend the knee. Come back into neutral. Lean in the other direction. Keep your chest open toward me. Straighten the leg. And sweep the arms down and up. And down and up. And down. Let the wrists cross when you come up. And down and up. And come back into neutral. So up all the way. Good. Bend the knee. Unpivot. Take the heel out a little bit more. And then let's now go to the other side. Good. So right leg externally rotated. And initially, we're just going to lean back until we get a long line from our front leg all the way through our spine. And the arms are going to come up and down. And up and down. And up and down. And up and down. Good. From here for a moment, lean back like you are. Bend the knee. Finding yourself in your Joan of Arc, at least the body. Good. And then come upright. Great. And then lean in the other direction. And from here, arms come up and release. And up and release. And up and release. And up. Straighten the leg and all the way up and release. Good. Both feet back into neutral. Wiggle your hips. We're going to lean over. And so those of you who can invert, this is a half inversion, will do so. And those of you who should not invert, first few days of your menstrual cycle, if you have uncontrolled high blood pressure, if you have super low blood pressure, you may feel it too, not be appropriate for you. If you have glaucoma or any eye pressure problems, please just continue to look forward as we come over like this. So anyone with those issues, and you might have a block, is just looking forward, not looking down or taking the whole trunk of the body down. The rest of us can take the whole trunk of the body down. Just resting your block to the side, letting go. Press into the heels, make sure they're far out enough to support the feet. Fully supported feet. Lift the toes. And then slowly, let's all begin to look forward. Gazing out. Nice long spine. Press into the heels and open the sit bones. Lift the toes. Bringing the hands to the top of the thighs, right at the hip crease. Take an inhale And then exhale up. Good. Heel toe. Find yourself in Tadasana and relax muscle to bone, like a standing Shavasana. But from beneath you, you are in a pool of light, and that light is seeping up your feet, filling your ankles and your low legs, your knees, your thighs, your low pelvic floor, the belly, the bottom, the whole trunk. Down the arms, back up the arms, into the neck and the head. You're a standing beam of light. And then feeling the lightness permeate your body as if you weighed less. If the whole body were not affected by gravity. Lightness, the arms begin to float a little, even though they may not move, they float in your mind. The head floating gently on the top of the spine. The ribs floating in space as you inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. Good. And so we're going to make these little light trees. Everyone knows a hemlock, which is the little tree that stays in that little tight line and comes right on up like this, okay? So we're going to make very light trees. So I want you to shift all the way over to the right side and then slowly come up on the ball of the left foot. Go ahead and rotate the left leg, but keep the heel close. You're going to press the heel above the ankle because we're little tight trees. We're not taking the leg very far out. It is externally rotated. I'm still bent here because I'm going to straighten that part in a moment. Good. And then I'm going to bring the arms up lightly, 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 all the way up overhead. And then lift through the belly button, all the way up until I can feel that pool of light again, lifting up through the legs, through the trunk of the body, through the arms, through everything. Light, light. And then slowly release the arms. Return the leg. And be still, very still. Shift the weight to the left side, begin to peel off the right heel. We're going to externally rotate and bring that heel right above the ankle so that leg is small but rotated. And then lightly begin to lift the arms. Fill yourself with light. Fill yourself with light. Reach up out of your ribs, light. Arms can reach up, shoulder blades up, everything lifting up and light. Find the gazing spot that keeps you focused. And then slowly beginning to release the arms, the shoulders, the upper body. Beginning to unrotate the right leg. Be still, very still. And then on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. Good. And we're going to come down into our squat. Just finding ourselves in a nice big squat. Looking forward. Notice any stretching or feeling on the low ribs. Notice the compression on the front of the body. Lift the pelvic floor for a moment. Relax the pelvic floor. Just notice the difference. Good. And then placing the hands behind you, sitting into your legs. Good. So I think it was a couple of days ago, we did some yogi bicycles. And I felt them the next morning, and I usually don't feel that. So it means I haven't been doing enough core work because I've been sort of just doing a minimal amount of asana and focusing on my pranayama and my meditation. But I want us to focus on getting a strong core because we need that, and it helps us also with our pranayama when we actually have control of the abdominal area, okay? So we're gonna do some more yogi bicycles. Prepare yourself emotionally and mentally. I'll just give you a quick look at it so you can see. I think I'll do it with myself facing in the way you'll be facing. So I have the knees just bent in and they're soft. And my hands are gonna go below my neck and my elbows open. So this is my relaxed pose. This is my inhale. So I inhale on this respite and I exhale, extend the right leg, right elbow to left knee. Inhale, back, soft. Exhale, muscles engage. Left leg extends, left elbow to right knee. Hover the leg, don't drop it to the floor, and inhale back. Okay, so we're going to keep that rhythm. So get yourself all lay down on the floor. And then we'll start together. So knees are bent, elbows are out to the side, your hands are supporting your neck. So you can use your arms and your hands to help yourself lift up when it's time. Take a nice inhale and exhale, right leg extends, right elbow to left knee. Inhale back. Remember, hover the leg only. Exhale, left leg extends, left elbow to right knee. Inhale back. Exhale, right leg extends, right elbow, left knee. Inhale back. Exhale, left leg extends, left elbow to right knee. Inhale back. Again. We're going to do 4 more. You can always rest, come back for the last one. Here goes the last one. Good, and then just resting for a moment in that inhaled position, just resting in the inhaled position. We have one more pose to do here. Just listen to my words. Bring your hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Begin to straighten your legs up toward the ceiling, point the toes, and then flex the toes back towards you. Press up through the heels, long legs. Open the legs out to the side, just enough that you have control. Don't let them drop too far out. You need control. And we're gonna take our inhale here while we're just lying down. And exhale, we're gonna push through and put our hands through our legs. Inhale back, we'll do 5. Exhale. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale back. Exhale. Inhale back. Last one. Exhale. And inhale back. Help your legs together. Bend your knees. Just let your feet relax. Don't pull anything towards you. Let your legs relax. Rest your hands on your heart. So those of you who should not be inverting are going to go right into Shavasana, and you get an extra minute or two in your Shavasana. Those of us who are going to invert are going to think about our inversion. So you can envision yourself in a headstand, a handstand, shoulder stand, or Viparit Karani Mudra, which is what I'm going to guide us through. So if you have a block, or a bolster, or a pillow, or a book, any of those can help you make this pose a little bit more accessible. And remember, you're only doing this pose if you are safe to invert. Our knees are bent. We're going to lift our hips off the floor, place the block underneath our sacrum, make sure it's comfortable. Draw the knees one at a time in toward the chest, and then raise the legs up toward the ceiling. Relax the legs. So the femurs, the hip joint is just receiving the legs, the femurs. Breathing. If you're not inverting, you're laying in corpse pose, relaxing. Taking advantage of that minute or two extra to relax the body. Then slowly and gently begin to bend your knees. Let your legs relax for a moment. And then one leg at a time down to the floor. Lift off of the block, move it out of the way. Take your bottom to the floor, and then find yourself in your corpse pose. Just letting go. Think starfish. Don't be trapped by your mat. Let your arms or your legs extend past the mat. Here again, our focus is light. Light beings, light quality. Letting the heaviness drop into the floor. And feel a lighter you coming out of the floor. As if it were oil and water, reversed. The heaviness is down at the bottom, close to the floor. And the lightness is on the whole upper side of your body. Imagining your body filled with light. The tips of the toes to the tips of the fingers, the tailbone to the crown of the head. a light form. Very slowly bringing your awareness to the breath. Find the breath, light in the body. Air quality moving in, moving out. Letting the breath expand the body like helium until you feel the body floating on the floor. Beginning to swim the fingers and twinkle the toes. And then drawing your hands to your ribs for a moment. Just placing your hands on your low ribs where your fingers are on your belly, your thumb is on your ribs, the ball of the hand is on the ribs. And just noticing the breath in the belly or the chest, no judging. Just noticing where the breath is filling, where it's emptying. And on your next exhale, letting the belly come back toward the spine, feeling the lungs vacate, recoil. And your next inhale into the low fingers, into the belly. Keep the ribs stable. As soon as it starts to rise, exhale it out. Just let the belly come back in. And then inhale into the belly. Just a few abdominal breaths. And on your next exhale, pulling the belly back into the spine, use your abdominal muscles. And then keep the belly in and inhale into your ribs. Feel the ball of the hand move, the thumbs spread apart from each other. And exhale. Letting the lungs recoil, keep the belly engaged, use the low abdominal muscles. Inhale, chest.
Feel the hands spread apart from each other as the chest expands and exhale. Two more chest breaths. And then exhaling the breath all the way out. We're going to combine those two movements in our reclined yogic breath. Belly to spine, lungs are recoiled out as far as you can get it. And then inhale, belly. Draw that same inhale up into the chest. Let the belly come back in with gravity. Chest expands, expands, expands. Pause and inhale. Let the lungs recoil. Keep the belly engaged. Gravity's got you. Gravity's got your belly. Just let the lungs recoil slowly. Let the breath come out slowly. Don't force it. Slowly. Bottom of the exhale. Release the belly. Inhale, belly. Chest. Draw that same inhale up into the chest. Let the belly fall in on its own. Chest expands side to side, back to front. Top of the inhale, a slight pause, and then exhale and let the breath out slowly, gently, smoothly, deeply. Make the exhale a little longer than your inhale. One more yogic breath. Inhale, belly, chest, exhale. Keep everything tucked in for the exhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And then inhale normally, naturally, wherever you would inhale. Take a couple of natural breaths. Begin to bend the knees, put the feet on the floor. Take your hips off the floor, wiggle them a moment, shift them over, away, and then rock your knees to the other side. Continue to curl up and into embryo. And then press the floor away. Spiraling up, coming up, nice and easy. Let the head be the last thing that balances on the top of the spine. And then finding your comfortable seat. We're going to be using that full yogic breath now seated. You won't have gravity, but it will be fine. And we're going to combine it with our hands into Nadi Shodhana, the cleansing of the nadis. Nadis are our energy body, often called meridians, what we work on in acupuncture, acupressure. So working on cleansing, balancing the masculine side of the body, the right side, the feminine side of the body, the left side, bringing balance into those two sides. So our right hand, this time I am not mirroring you, I'm using my right hand and you're going to use the hand that's opposite mine. Tucking in the index finger and the middle finger. Preparing my thumb by letting it touch the right nostril, ring finger touching the left nostril. So my hands are ready, and if your fingers hurt like that, just place them right at the third eye, still using thumb for right nostril, ring finger for left nostril. So our hands are ready. We're going to use that same three-part to the breath. An inhale into the belly, filling into the chest, and then a slow exhale. So a two-part inhale, belly and chest, one long, slow exhale. Good. Find your sit bones, lean back a little, make sure your spine is erect. See if you need to come forward or if you need to stay back. Find where you are. Beginning with an exhale all the way out, closing off the right nostril. Inhale left, belly, chest. Top of the inhale, pause, switch fingers, exhale right, slowly. Bottom of the exhale, slight pause, inhale right, belly, chest. Top of the inhale, a slight pause, switch fingers, exhale left. Bottom, slight pause, inhale left. Switch, exhale right, continuing on at your own pace until I ask you to bring the practice to a close. We'll practice for 2 or 3 minutes. Inhaling right. Switching, exhaling left. My voice will peel off completely as you start this 3rd round. Taking the time with an exhale out the left nostril. No rush. Exhaling at the left nostril to end the practice of Nadi Shodhana. Noticing the effects of the practice on the body, on the breath, on the mind. We're going to move right into meditation, making any minor adjustments to your seat. As you might imagine, our meditation will be on light. Finding your spine tall and imagining a candle flame flickering inside your heart. The light begins to expand into your whole body is a sense of light. I'll be reading some of the text about light, letting my words just pour over you. You can engage or not engage, keeping your focus on light in the body, whether it be illumination or a feeling of lightness. Asato ma satkamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma amritam gamaya. From the unreal, lead us to the real. From darkness, lead us to light. From death, lead us to immortality. Jesus said to them, "Whoever has ears, let him hear. Within a man of light there is light, and he lights the whole world. When he does not shine, there is darkness." If the light of 1,000 suns suddenly arose in the sky, that splendor might be compared to the radiance of the Supreme Spirit. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily. The candle flame at your heart is always there to draw upon, always there to remind yourself you are a light being. Bringing our meditation to a close, bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali. Any merit we might have earned this morning in our practice, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient. I'll chant the prayer from the unreal, lead us to the real, darkness, lead us to light, death, lead us to immortality. And with that meaning, let the Sanskrit just wash over you. Om asato ma satkamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Letting all of our thoughts and offerings, intentions slip out of our mind and gently down into our heart, and out of our heart into the palms of our hands, and then lifting them up and letting them go off into the universe. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. I'm coming to you. Good morning. Let me fix this so that you can speak. Okay, good. And now I want to go to gallery. Great, excellent. Good. So, how is everyone this morning? Good, not so good. I thought it was quite funny that my hair is soaking wet. Sorry, I can't take it anymore. I thought it was really quite funny that at the beginning of class, I read everything that I had gotten up and had in my thoughts and in my prayers and in my mind, and it didn't get recorded. I thought that was so apt for life. I thought that was really wonderful. But I did get to put it in toward the end, the same, everything except one, which was the Katha Upanishad. And when I was looking for it at the end, it just moved all the way out. And then this was one I wanted to say, but I realized I didn't have the time. And this is from Proverbs. For the commandment is a lamp and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So you're always walking into the light. And here's the Upanishad. Okay. So just close your eyes for a minute and just listen to this one. The sun does not shine there, nor the moon and the stars, nor these lightnings, and much less this fire. When that, with a capital T, shines, everything shines after that. By its light, with a capital L, all this is lighted. And that's the Katha Upanishad. So this is a little book called The Divine Light Invocation by Swami Shivananda Radha. And on the back, his quote says, light has been a symbol for God, the divine energy, for many centuries and many religions. Through constant and sincere practice of the divine light invocation, you will come to a greater understanding of your own divine nature. So this was a sweet little book, and I don't even know how I got it, but I love it. So it fell off my bookcase this morning, right for me to have it. So. Okay, any questions about anything? You're so welcome, Solange, really, you are so welcome. So I'm getting a little worried just because Thursday is my last day to give classes, right, for the month. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm going to give classes Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday will continue to be in Spanish for those of you who can do Spanish and even are willing to do Spanish, and Thursday in English. And then I'm going to give a little workshop on, I think it's May 5th. Anyway, I'll find a date there. So, and the other thing I'm going to do is, and I want everybody to really, really, really understand this is not obligatory. I am going to find a way to put up how you could make a donation. And people in the States, PayPal is fine. And I promise there is so much need here that I will use the donations wisely. But I know some people are called to do it, and no one needs to feel obligated to donate anything. And those of you who feel like called to do so, that will be fine. Okay. So that'll be the Tuesday and Thursday classes, and the little workshop, and I'm going to give a cooking class, and I haven't even thought about those. I think the cooking class is definitely for free, but then maybe I have to do a real cooking class where I charge. Sometime I have to realize that I no longer have a salary and I need to make some money. My salary, it went away 2 months ago, but now I'm realizing it's gone permanently for quite a while, right? It's taken a while for me to understand that I don't have any money. Because I've been blessed for so long by knowing there was always a little bit extra in the bank, and now there's not. So I'm not the only one going through that. Boy, am I not the only one going through that. So just want us to just hold each other up as we start to realize that things are a lot more tenuous in life than sometimes we imagined. You know, it's a lot more tenuous. Any questions about the practices? Any questions? Did you like doing your yogic breath on the floor? I want you to realize that the belly coming in at the end, when you get your chest fully expanded, you need your diaphragm to have contracted back up and moved out. So you will have gone from, like, here's your diaphragm relaxing, right? And so initially when you took the belly breath, this squeezed and your guts came out, right? So the diaphragm squeezed like that. It's like an umbrella. Like, here's your heart's sitting on top of my knuckles. It's more like this. Your heart's sitting on top of my knuckles and it's connected. The diaphragm is connected. There's tissue that connects, fascia that connects the heart to the diaphragm. So here's your diaphragm, and that's what breathes you, right? So here's your diaphragm. So when you take a belly breath, the diaphragm is contracting. It's pushing all that stuff down. So it's contracting like an umbrella, about to push. But then when it goes the rest of the way, it goes out and up, right? So, and then it comes down like that. So getting your belly out of the way as your inhale comes into your chest. It said my internet connection was unstable, so I will repeat that. Getting your belly out of the way when your inhale comes into your chest is important, right? It's important. I won't say that you're applying Uddiyana Bandha. You're not putting on a big old belly lock, but you are definitely letting your belly draw in as you come into your chest, because you need your chest to expand. And if you don't do that, you can't get your chest fully expanded, because you can't keep your diaphragm down below and your chest expanded. It's not physically possible. So that's why I love doing it with gravity. I think gravity makes a huge difference, a huge, huge difference. So when you're down on the floor and you're doing that breath, you can feel you started it in your belly and then you moved it into your chest, and your belly just dropped back in with gravity, right? Right? You felt it just drop back in. So that drop back in is what really allowed you to get your chest so big and full when you were on the floor, which you couldn't do as well when you were up, because you didn't let your belly pull in towards your spine. Does that make sense to anybody? Okay, all right. So just try it on, and try as you're doing your breath. Try to play with it and just sort of see what you feel, and what happens physiologically and what we think happens in our mind sometimes are eons apart. Like the way that something actually operates is not what we'd ever thought about how it operates. So it's good to get physical and sort of understand the physiology that happens, and why we want to have that belly be a part of that yogic breath, right? So because we want to start that sympathetic response at the beginning and then draw it up all nice and full. And then Nadi Shodhana, you know, that was Babaji's practice for 11 years straight. So that's a pretty fabulous practice for anybody every day, every single day. Just that alternate nasal breath. And there's a couple of keys. If you have a stuffed up nostril, one of them has never worked for me, but a lot of people swear by it. If your nostril, because, you know, we breathe out of one nostril for about, I think it's 20 minutes, maybe it's longer. We breathe out of one nostril and then the body switches, and then you breathe out of the other nostril. So some days you're just catch the wrong nostril, and one nostril smaller than the other. Maybe you have a deviated septum and one is a lot easier. So it depends how that practice feels to you. But when you start, when you close it off and inhale, if that nostril is stopped up, take a fist from the opposite hand and put it underneath your armpit and close it. Close it on that fist of the stopped up nostril. And so often people tell me, but it doesn't happen for me, honest to God. The opposite nostril, that nostril opens, right? So if you had like right now, I'm using, I'll mirror you. So this is your right arm and your left hand, and your right nostril is blocked up. So you put your left fist underneath and squeeze it tight in your armpit, and that will open up your right nostril. That one doesn't work. The one that does work for me is if my right nostril is blocked up, I just lean to the other side and it falls into the right sinus in a moment. And then I come back up and that nostril's okay. So for me, it's just a matter of leaning over to one side for a little bit, right? So it's a lot easier to just lean to one side, but I don't have a deviated septum or anything either. So for someone else, the other one they might both work. It might be nice to try them both. Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Let's see. Maggie, just give me a call. When you do get your phone, give me a call. Okay. And Carla, you sent me an email and I tried to respond and it won't go. It says your box is full. It's come back to me 2 or 3 times and it just won't take my response. So maybe you can WhatsApp me or something else, because I did answer you, but it won't go. And then Ramin, I want you to remember we're going to stay on and chat for just a minute after class today. Yeah. How does your earlier personal practice inform content for the session with us? I don't know. It just does. Like, sometimes I'll think I have no idea what I'm going to teach tomorrow. Well, I never have any idea. So when I first started teaching, I would plan a class, and I don't recommend anybody else ever doing what I now do, right? Because I know after many years of exactly, I know all of the 9 groups of poses. I know all the pairs of opposites. I've been teaching yoga teacher training since 2004. I got it down. So not everybody should feel like, oh, I can do what she does, but maybe you can, right? But what it is I first started teaching after I opened the first studio in Antigua in 2000. And I'd plan a class and nobody could do it. And I was really anal. Some people think I'm still anal, but I was really anal back then, very controlling about everything in my life. And I just needed all my ducks to be in a row. And of course, I perfectly planned out my class and I had it all timed. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And then I couldn't teach it because it would be a class that a lot of time was on your knees and somebody would have just had knee surgery, or it'd be a class that was going to be totally in a lot of inversions and 5 people out of 8 couldn't invert. It was like, so the goddess spoke very clearly to me that she was going to teach that class and I could just stop. And I didn't need to do that anymore. I just needed to be open and listen, and she would provide. And her name is Rosemary, in case anybody's wondering. So I don't plan anymore, because all my plans for me personally, just get tossed. And only in yoga teaching. Everything else in my life, boy, do I get it planned. It's like only teaching yoga. And I think it was the goddess saying, literally, could you just let go of one part of your life, Ginger? Just like let go of one little tiny thing of your life and let me do it. And you just sit back and go for the ride. And that was really hard, but I learned. And the good thing is I got the techniques. I went to a 700-hour yoga teacher training, and I had a ton of wonderful teachers, from Patricia Walden and John Friend and Judith Lassiter and Georg Fairstein, who did my first training just at Mount Madonna. Made sure we had all of the best asana teachers, because he hated asana, right? Didn't hate it, but he certainly didn't. He wanted you to focus on pranayama and meditation and meditation. So he got us wonderful asana teachers that really helped us all. And we we had a great 700-hour training. And then I started studying with Babaji. And so I know all of the different techniques and can put things together. So what happens when I'm in my meditation, often I still don't come up with anything until I come down and sit here for a few minutes. And those of you who turn your camera on early will know that I sit for just a little while to see if there's anything I need to listen to. So I at least sit for another 5 minutes. I've already sat upstairs in my room, and I come down and sit another 5 minutes to see what I need to do for this class today. That is my question that I sit with. What do I need to do for this class today? And but like I said, I came down today and this book had just fallen off the shelf all by itself. And my friend Rebecca, who lives here, said anytime a book pops out at you or comes to you, you need to pick that book up and look at it. And so I took that to heart today and thought, oh my God, light, because I didn't have anything when I came downstairs. I had nothing. So yeah, just me and the goddess, me and my Rosemary. Okay. You're also very, very welcome. Yes, and Antonia, whenever we're doing asana, you need to keep your belly engaged, right? Unless I say to you, relax your belly, take a few belly breaths, like you're in a soft place. Sometimes I'll say a standing shavasana, take some belly breaths, relax your pelvic floor, you can for a moment. But then the rest of the asana pretty much needs strength. So you need to engage your belly, lift your pelvic floor, keep that part stable so that your low back, more than anything, isn't compromised. Because if your belly isn't engaged and your pelvic floor isn't engaged, you are not helping your low back make it through these challenging poses. How about yogi bicycle? Do you guys feel that? Boy, I felt it the other day and I thought I need to be doing that every single day of my life. So I started doing it again. I used to do 50 of those with no thought. I don't think I'd have even made it to 20 today. Maybe I could, but you know, that definitely back into my practice. Okay, everyone, it's beautiful to see you this Monday. Recuérdense que mañana la clase es en español, ¿ok? Muy bien, todos en español mañana. Perfecto, ok. Nos vemos, pasen buen lunes y hasta pronto.